it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Mike Gallagher up at 10:05, and he is one of the top 10 broadcasters in all of the world, according to Talkers Magazine. Congratulations, Mike, for that.
Number 10 in your program, number 9 in your heart, or 11 in your heart. And congratulations, you, Mr. Piscopo. You made the Heavy 100 list. What a great showing for AM 970, The Answer host, right?
Yeah, you know, there was about, my goodness gracious, 8 of us or so. Which
9 or 10. I don't know. I thought it was 9. I thought last year it was 8.
Yeah.
Kevin McCullough had a great showing. Of course, Mr. Hewitt, Mr. Medbed, everybody else, the whole list.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be number 10, all I look at is to be number 10, because I've been number 10 for a while. Yeah. And I keep thinking, well, when I get out of the top 10, then the end will be me.
No, I don't think so, man.
And the end of the career will be on the
now the end is near. Hey, are you in Dallas rehearsing?
We are ready. I mean, I got about all of Act 1, second part of Act 2 ready, right up to Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat. I got the big number. When you see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for some dough.
Oh, this is
that one down.
You got it down, brother. Yeah. Oh, what?
They cut a verse. They cut a verse of that. I mean, I'm a little bit offended. Should I be a diva? I don't know. I want to picture they cut part of Joe Piscopo's scene on Saturday Night Live, and I want to see what Joe Piscopo says to the
Some
writers.
Of the sketch, if the sketches weren't great, you said thank you, God. You know, but it was because you don't want to be on national television. But a lot of sometimes if you like something and they had to cut it for time, that was bothersome. But Mike is doing Guys and Dolls in Dallas, and we wish you
nicely Johnson. Yep.
When do you open, man?
June 8th. So I'll be home June 11th. It's just one weekend. It's an easy gig. It's like 4 or 5 shows over the weekend of June 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, Mike. That's a lot of work, brother.
It's a big production, about 40-person cast, big orchestra.
Wow.
It's going to be a big production. Great actors. A lot of the New York-based actors are there. Andy Baldwin from New York plays Nathan Detroit, and Janelle Lutz. So it's good. You know, this is an equity production.
I think we're going to lose him, boys. I think Mike takes off on the road. We never hear from him again.
No.
Isn't it funny though? What's the difference between learning your lines, learning the music, learning your blocking, and then coming on the radio and pretty much going on the fly every morning? It's like two entirely different animals.
Because they don't let you ad lib. I mean, you just can't get up there and do whatever you want to do unless you're Joe Piscopo.
No, you can't. Not on Broadway. Not on the boards.
I got to stick to the screen. So stick to the script. So we do have a very, very busy day today. I was listening to you guys talk about guns and the next. Did you notice how Dan Patrick, speaking of Texas, the lieutenant governor down here, was mocked and criticized and ridiculed because he said one of the issues is you got a bunch of exits and entrances in Texas schools where everybody can get in and out of everywhere. And, very funny, door control. Oh, yeah, what a dummy. Gary Kelly, the husband of Gabby Giffords, Mark Kelly, excuse me, that's his brother. Mark Kelly, Gabby Giffords' husband, said virtually the same thing on one of the Sunday morning news shows. Now, he's an anti-gun guy. He's a pro-gun control proponent, but he said the same thing. I mean, we got to stop tearing each other down just because of our political differences and come up with some agreed upon solutions on the benefit of our kids who should be able to go to school without being shot.
Amen.
And you know what, Joe? One entrance to come into AM 970, The Answer. Not 2, not 7. There's 1. You go by a guard. You check in. You got to have your identification.
Yeah.
Now, if us schlubs have that much protection, why wouldn't we afford that kind of protection to schools?
I know.
Of course, these targets have to be hardened. Of course, we have to make these schools harder to get in and out of. Where I'm rehearsing right now, I'm on a college campus, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Spread out all over a campus in Dallas. Every door is unlocked. Every one, front, back, side, wide open, nobody there.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's the kind of stuff you got to be thinking about.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, not what caliber of gun somebody's carrying. You want to ban a semi-automatic. We're back to that tired old song where once again the shooting in Santa Fe, Texas, has nothing to do with the semi-automatic weapon. So it's like saying, Let's change the kind of gun you want to argue about that wasn't used in the actual event.
You know what?
How dumb is that?
Interesting point you make, because it was a pistol and a shotgun down. It was a 38 or something. Is that right?
Right. And nobody's talking about banning revolvers or shotguns. However, and that's what the guy used. However, it gives us an opportunity to talk about banning semi-automatics. That does not compute.
Yeah.
If he used a semi-automatic, then I'd get it.
Yeah.
And then we'd find out, how did he get the semi-automatic?
Yeah.
Well, if he stole it from his dad, well, what are you going to do then? Have a law says you can't steal guns from your parents. The gun people have no cohesive response. They just throw out ad hominem gun control aspects without really much logic.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'd have more respect for let's ban shotguns. I'd have more respect for let's ban revolvers. I mean, even Hugh Hewitt yesterday. Hugh Hewitt gets mocked. In the Daily News this morning, our friend and colleague out of Southern California, Hugh Hewitt, he makes a point. The guy's walking around with a long black trench coat in 90-degree Texas heat. Might be a red flag. Trench coat mafia, anyone?
Yeah.
So, he's like kind of throws out an aside like, maybe we ought to look at kids with trench coats. Oh, conservative radio host. Let's stop that crap of picking on each other, because we all want the same thing, Joe.
Yeah.
We all want the same goal. And if we don't knock out we got to win the argument crap, we're never gonna advance the ball down the field on this issue any way, shape, or form. So that's my rant for the day.
And right on the money, Mike Gallagher, as always. Andrew Pollack is going to join us in the 9 o'clock hour.
Good. Oh, good.
Andy lost his daughter, Meadow, but he's got all the answers. He has all the answers. Well,
he's a straight shooter, and he's passionate, and he gets emotional. And here's a guy living with the grief, coping with losing a daughter, which is a father's worst nightmare. Can't even imagine how you get through the day. But he's taken his grief and he's turning it into action. His willingness to come on with Joe Piscopo is a perfect example. Yeah. I've got a guest as well, and he's a guest that a lot of people don't realize this. He traditionally is welcomed by his own song. Did you know he had his own theme? See if you can figure it out. Know who that is, Joe? I'll bet Frankie Fried Burroughs will figure it out.
I'm going to the guys. No?
Rick Derringer?
Frankie Fried Burroughs.
No.
Is that the Russian theme?
No, it's not. I'm not Hillary. Oh, look at my hat. That's not me. You don't recognize this?
No.
How about I give you the name of it, and then you'll figure it out.
Okay. What is
it? The name of it is Hail Columbia.
Oh, well, that's the vice president's theme song.
There you go.
So the vice president's coming on?
Very good.
Yeah,
you have Vice President Pence? Oh, look at you.
President Pence will be on the show today at 11:30. Looking forward to talking.
Okay, now for $3,000, let's guess the other song. The head of the Senate. What's his theme song? Hey, Mike, I didn't even know that the vice president had a theme song. I had no idea.
See, that's what I mean. That's why you learn a little bit. You listen to the Mike Gallagher
What's the name of the song? What's the name of it?
Hail Columbia.
Hail Columbia.
That is the vice presidential. the president has Hail to the Chief.
Yeah.
Vice president has Hail Columbia.
So
I don't think they play it very much.
Vice President Pence. I like this. Very impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, 11:30. He'll be back to talk about not only the swearing in of Gina Haspel. I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yes, thanks for mentioning that. That was great. Yeah.
We're going to talk. Oh, wow, it's history. I mean, it was history. And isn't it funny? The left says, "Oh, society has a lack of diversity." Trump surrounds himself with strong women in powerful positions of authority. He's weaponizing identity politics. It just cracks me up.
What about Hillary supporting Andrew Cuomo? Oh, what isn't she's not supporting
with her Russian hat on. You can't beat him, join him. That was quite a moment.
All right, Mike, we're gonna let you listen. Break a leg. Keep us posted. We'll talk to you before you go up on the boards. But proud to talk to you every morning, Mike, and love listening to you, my friend.
Thank you. Same. I listen every morning here at the hotel. I'm in one of these drop-ins. I'm in an extended suite. I've named the cockroaches. They're friends of mine, and I listen to Joe Piscopo and the gang, Frankie and Al. I listen to you guys every morning on the app, and you sound like $1 million. Even the cockroaches love your work.
They're dancing. We love you, Mike.
All right, love you too.
God bless it.
Everybody knows this guy. Now everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo, mornings 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.